Hello dudes, this is Uncle Jack with another eFootball video, this time eFootball 2025, and we're gonna start from scratch with the building of a team, organizing the team, and preparing, setting up everything to be ready to reach at least Division 2 in eFootball League, while being an average, maybe shitty player like me. So we're gonna try to build something either good or something to bypass being a good player and use gimmicks to reach second division. I mean, it's fair, of course, but it's not going to rely a lot on dribbling and actual good, very, very good skills. It's gonna be using everything, almost everything. That's the way you push yourself up in the divisions, by just using everything. When you start using everything, you become better than the average player and fast. But of course, you crash against second division players and of course first division players, who also happen to have, as a general rule, very strong paid teams, like all epic players, and that's a huge problem, especially when you face Rummenigge or Vieira or Lilian Thuram. Yeah, it's really very, very complicated. Or Maldini, of course, Bergomi. So this is meant to improve your gameplay and your experience until you reach Division 2. You're gonna struggle in Division 3 and you're gonna reach Division 2, and that's it. I need to become better to go forward, but it's quite, I mean, I improved very fast or very quickly in a year of playing eFootball 2024, but they changed the gameplay, so I had to rebuild my gameplay and my strategy, and I started using even more stuff. So now I have like a global understanding and setup. So that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna jump straight to the first tip, because this is gonna be a long video, and it's gonna be around 4 videos and all very long. So this is for people very, very interested in building something from scratch and improving. All right, so the first thing here in missions, a lot of people say buying this thing called Match Pass is not good, that you have to save coins for epic players and those boxes with 150 players, and maybe small 11 players boxes, but I'm completely against that. When you start the game, and even right now, I'm still using these match passes because they give me a lot of experience training, and without experience training, you can't enjoy the game. I mean, it takes too long to take a player to the final level, completely upgrade the player, and it feels shitty to play a game with like incomplete players. It's just annoying. And you also get, I'm gonna go all the way back, it's also good to get these what is the name of this thing? Oh, I think it's something like nominative contracts. They are special contracts for players, as a general rule, these ones are for players completely built, like players of the week. For example, this Arbnor Muha, what a name, it's a player of the month. I'm going to show the boxes in a jiffy. And you get these ones, which are, as a general rule, again, for the same kind of player, but you get these 5-star contracts, and these are for the special nominative players. Well, so yeah, these are very good. This first tier is for free, but these two other tiers, these are the ones that give the most experience. These are 500 coins and 1,000 coins. This is like a lot. But the first time you buy these packs, I already bought this 500 one. The first time you buy them is 50% discount. So on a value match pass with a price of 250, you also get coins back, and they want to give you back like 220. So the thing is going to cost you like 20 or 30 coins. It's like 50, 100, 110, 160, 70, 220, 220, 230. Okay, so it's going to be 20 coins. So you need to buy them. And a lot of people will say, wait for that first purchase until there is a very good player here, because you're going to get one player for free, one special nomination player for free. I say, fuck it, just get it. Whatever happens, just get it, because of all the contracts and all the experience. In this case, I also think you're going to get a very good player. This Justin Kluivert is quite good for a starting team. It's well, AMF. I think it's attacking midfielder, something like that. And he's quite good. He's not awesome, because I prefer players jumping a lot with height and jump. But I mean, height and jump, like jumping and physical contact. But well, in this case also hate. But I don't know if I'm saying like hate or hate. So it's 172 centimeters. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. But it's a very good player. I'm gonna show the setup in a while. You'll see it's quite good. So in this case you get Chiesa. I think Chiesa is not that good for this game. In 2024 it was very good, but right now you need jump, height and physical contact. So yeah, I don't really like Chiesa. That's why I'm not buying this pack, because I already have a nice amount of experience, and I don't have the coins because I use them to get two special players. So all right, in that case, if you start buying those match passes, you're gonna be building a team quite fast, a good team. So with those contracts, you go to special player list, and you're gonna be able to buy players from this place. In this case, it's Legacy of Legends. It's the sons of some renowned players. For example, if you have one 5-star contract, which is the free one, you can get Thuram. Thuram is awesome. It's really good, really good. And in this case, I took these other two because I had some other contracts. As you can see on the top to the right, you can see how many contracts you have. I have 4, 2, 3, but 0, 5. So I got Casper Schmeichel. I really wanted to have this guy because I like the name, and I like that it's Schmeichel, but I kind of fucked it up because I should have picked Wea. Wea is quite good, and I have too many players in the English league. This one, it doesn't have a very usable league because events are played in English, Spanish, and Italian as a general rule. And Wea is quite good, and it's Italian league. So, yeah, I think you should pick Thuram or Wea. Federico Conceição is super good, but it's not really good for this game in my case. I mean, you can use it, but it's too short again, and jump sucks. And Wea kind of jumping is it's better, and he's 183. So yeah, I really fucked it up with this guy. But numbers were better on Conceição. Okay, so you get those players, and you will be able to build a Japanese team with all those 4 stars contracts. You can get a bunch of these guys. These 3, I think they suck. These 3 are good, so I took them. I already have almost a full Japanese team, and not Japanese team with Japanese players, like Japan League to play the events of the Meiji Yasuda leagues, whatever. I think the name is just like that, Meiji Yasuda. And then you can get players for the Trendyol Turkish Super League and the Brazilian League. Trendyol was often an event, but it's been a long time since the last time we played the Super League, and Brazilian is almost never. There is almost never events from the Brazilian League, but you never know. So if you can buy a bunch of these, I think the Turkish players were shit, but these 4, I liked them, so I took them. The Turkish, nah, it was shit, I think. It was bad, yeah, all bad players. Okay, so that's for the match pass. It's gonna help you build a team with fully trained players. And let's go to the strategy. Well, I didn't explain, I'm not going to explain the formation because, well, you just have to pick one. But I'm gonna show this formation. So if you like it, you can copy the thing, and it's gonna be good for kinda average players. It's a strong formation with a nice defense, and it has certain things. For example, these 2 players are playing something like left midfielder. Well, not something like, it's just that, left midfielder and right midfielder. These players, maybe they should be placed around halfway between this position and the position of the center forwards. So these 2. And why I'm not doing that? Because I prefer these guys being some sort of a help for this guy and the 2 lateral defenders. I really don't know what the name in English is for this guy. Is left, well, I guess it's left back and right back. And this is center back. Okay, it probably is that, left back, right back. So these guys are gonna be half points, half like lateral attackers, and half lateral defenders. So this is not my main team. It's just the place in which I try stuff. That's gonna be another good tip. Try to build a game plan. I have all the game plans that you can build. Why? Because these were my first tries and they are kind of good, but the one that ended up being the best for me is that the one I'm using on that game plan, which is also this one. This is my main team, but with a different. I don't know what is different about this thing and the other one. I actually don't know. I will have to analyze this later. Okay, but I think it's something about this thing. No, I think the thing. Oh yeah, I understand. This team is the team with the same tactic as my main team, but it was meant to play eFootball 2024. With all the changes to the game, I can't use this team anymore. It's just not good for me. I can't do shit with this team. I'm going to explain that later. All right, so, but what is the point of these things? Okay, so first, having different options completely built to save time. There is also another thing, and that's when you're gonna play events, sometimes they ask you to build a Spanish team or English team or Italian team. There might be other variations like Japanese team, but these are the main variations, and it's gonna make everything super faster. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna talk about these events later on, maybe on the third video, but keep that thing in mind because it's gonna save you time. Okay, let's go to my test game plan. All right, now we're gonna talk. I already made videos about this, but I'm gonna make this all from scratch. And yeah, right now I have extra tips that are like tips coming from real understanding and experience. So let's go with the most simple stuff. As a general rule, the half of the team, the defending half of the team, is gonna have some sort of correlation between side and leg. Meaning, Luke Shaw is left dominant leg. He's lefty, so he's going to the left. It's gonna be good because his best like leg is gonna be to the side of the line, so he's gonna be able to give better passes to the left with the left foot going parallel to the line, which is very important in my case. It's always good to have ambidextrous, I think that's the word, ambidextrous players, and really bad to have medium, like there, medium, it's non-dominant leg precision. So the precision with the non-dominant leg is medium. Okay, that's not good. But in this case, I just need for him to be good sending passes along the line on the left. All right, so that's that. This one, he should be left. I mean, okay, let's try. Okay, maybe I have one of these here. Yeah, okay. So like this. This one is left dominant leg. He goes to the left side. This one is right dominant leg. Don't think about the player because this is not my main team, and I will definitely not defend with John Stones and Colville. So don't worry about that. This one is dominant leg right, and he's to the right, and this one is dominant leg right, and he's to the right. Good. This one, it doesn't really matter because this guy is right on the center, so he could be left or right, but this one is definitely much better if you get a very good defending midfielder, ambidextrous. I think I don't have, I have none of those, and Goretzka is definitely not the guy for that position. In this test team, I always use Caicedo. Caicedo is medium, so it sucks, but whatever. It's Caicedo because he is a very, very good player for this version of the game, and it was also good in 2024. Lots of physical contact, good, I mean, amazing jumping, and good defense, good dribbling. Yeah, he's good. You could build him even better with more defense, but when I'm finished with the explanation on how to build a team, you will understand that my bypass of the new gameplay and the finest dribbling is hate, is jumping and hate. Especially jumping, no, not jumping and physical contact. That's the key to everything. Or the key is just to be a good player, right? So if you are a very good player, so don't watch this video. All right, so this guy could use right or left, no problem. And this one is the same thing. And these are the numbers for Justin Kluivert. I talked to you about this guy. Very interesting, like kicking power 92, speed 95, stamina, jumping, physical contact. He's short, so he's not gonna be that good with the aerial disputes, but it doesn't matter because he's like a good player to start with. Good passing, good dribbling for attacking midfielder. And I really like this guy. So, okay, so this guy, on the other hand, he has to be ambidextrous. It says non-dominant leg precision high. This is good, but you're gonna have to go for something like this. You see? Very high. That's ambidextrous. This is the kind of player you have to use. I wouldn't use Kevin De Bruyne because he's not good at jumping, and physical contact it's kind of okay. But the problem is jumping. His height is okay, but his jumping is disgusting. And if you change it, I wouldn't deprive Kevin from passing, for example, or kicking power. Kicking power 99, it's madness. He's a really good player, and very good players could make huge use of Kevin, but in my case, nope. He's gonna make me lose a lot of balls in the midfield, and yeah, that's gonna be the ruin of my strategy. So yeah, no Kevin for me. I think the best option I have for the future is this Van der Vaart. I don't. He's at least jumping 82, so that's good, and the other numbers are just superb. Kicking power 98, but the problem with Van der Vaart right now is that he doesn't have fighting spirit, and that's a no. Every player should have fighting spirit. I'm gonna explain that later, but no players without fighting spirit. And now, these players, the both left and right midfielders, or the whatever the name is when you, I don't have a subtactic here, okay, whatever. These guys, I place them in order for them to have an inverted dominant leg. This guy goes to the left, but he is right dominant. Why? Because when they cut to go, when they go to in this direction, the direction of the goal, they are gonna be able to shoot with their dominant leg. So he's gonna be positioned in order to shoot well, like more comfortably with his right leg, which is the idea. The same happens with this guy. He is left, he goes to the right. When he cuts to the goal, he's gonna be able to give a better shot. And Oli, okay, Oli should not be there. Let's say Maradona. Maradona, who can play forward because of the I gave him the position because he has no forward position. And another thing is I don't like to have two center forwards, so I prefer to have like a second attacker, whatever the name is. Let's call it second attacker. I don't know what SS means besides something like sounds like Nationalsozialismus and the SS Maradona. My God, that sounds creepy. Okay, so he's left, goes to the right, and Thuram is right, goes to the left. So that's the order for players on the field with this formation. And I'm gonna talk to you about substitutions. I don't know how people make like automatic substitutions, but I don't like them. I like to make my own substitutions. I think it's well, like more comfortable, but also you can have a tighter order, and that's important because some things are going to change and you might not be able to make them work precisely the way you need them, and that's not good. So it's very simple, and it's gonna make your substitutions quite fast. So the first thing is here you place, let's see, okay, wait, I'm gonna try and find one of these left defense, okay, here, Tyrone Mings, okay, there you go. So the first two positions, I mean, I put the goalkeeper on top with all the attackers on top because I feel like they are more interesting, entertaining, and important. So top means important in my mind, but the machine, the system, the AI thinks attackers go to the bottom, that you build your team from defense to offense, which is the way you should do it. But I don't like it. But when you play events, you might find uncomfortable that the automatic setup makes everything backwards. So you could just reproduce my substitution system, but starting with the defense. So yeah, it's your choice. I just like this better. But for the explanation, I'm going to start by the defense. I don't know. Sometimes I fucked up with my English. Yeah, it's a second language after all. So you have your goalkeeper, but it's right here. Then you have two center backs, one lefty, one righty. So this one. Then the two lateral backs, left, right. And then these ones are like special cards. This one is gonna be replacement for Caicedo. And this one is going to be replacement for Van der Vaart, but in this case, for example, Foden also could be a replacement for Van der Vaart. And it's good if you can find players who can use many positions. For example, Phil Foden is just crazy. He can do everything, even midfielder, which for me sucks because he's too short. And in this game, he's amazing, but I can't use him. I can't use this guy. He's really good. I can't use him. I can't do shit with 60 physical contact. It's just, I can't do anything. So he was like a titular player during 2024. Now he's out of the team, out of the bench, out of everything. But for the sake of explanation, it's okay. Adingra, he's quite good, but I would like for him to have the double side on the left. He has double side on the right, but I don't like the right for Adingra because he's right dominant leg. So I should give him the extra left side. But it doesn't matter because I also cannot use Adingra, who was also one of my main players during 2024. Now he's out. And then I'm using, okay, so Phil Foden, of course, is lefty. And now the thing switches, right? He was right for defense, but now we go to the forwards, and he's left for the right and right for the left. There is another thing. Remember, I told you, De Bruyne is special because he is ambidextrous, and Van der Vaart ambidextrous. Sometimes, I mean, in my main team, I'm not using ambidextrous players, but because I'm waiting to complete Van der Vaart. But the moment I have a fighting spirit, Van der Vaart goes in. It's fighting spirit, right? Fighting spirit, yeah. Okay. So that's that. And I'm using my team works with 3 center forwards because I'm aiming always to have at least one center forward with the arrows pointing up, like yellow arrows or blue arrows. Where is York? Oh, there you are. Okay, I'm doing this because it's just better. So I'm using 3 center forwards. Center forwards, as a general rule, is gonna be 1 lefty on this place. So 1 lefty on this place, 1 righty on this place. This one is right, this one is left, and this guy can be whatever you want. Of course, if you can have ambidextrous forwards, then bloody hell, they are awesome. They are the best, like Shevchenko or, for example, Baggio. Baggio gives me options when I'm using my main team. I'm gonna show you something about that. You see, this is my team, and my main guy here is Messi. He's lefty, and I'm using Haaland here, which is against the rules, but I have I'm supposed to be using this guy. He's righty, right dominant leg. But what's the problem? This guy has super sub, and Haaland, I'm still looking for the super sub ability. So if Haaland, or if this guy has a standard arrow, I prefer to use first Haaland to profit from the super sub. And in Baggio's case, he's going to be replacing Messi because I don't have any other player with Messi level than Baggio. Baggio maybe is even better than Messi, but I think they are more or less at the same level. And they are the only two short players in my team. Short players, I mean without jump, because Davids is 168 and he should not be able to fight aerial battles, but I made him good to the point of winning 70% of the fights, going to a draw during another 10 to 15% of the fights, and he loses like 1 ball out of 10, 2 balls out of 10 sometimes, because I gave him 93 jumping and physical contact 96. This guy is a monster. So we're going to talk about that later. All right, so the thing is, when you use Messi, and I right now I'm using Haaland this way, but with Baggio you could do things like this, and because he's ambidextrous, or if you're gonna keep Haaland, for example, you could just switch them. In here you have to switch the. I like to have Baggio as a second forward and center forward here, but sometimes you could just invert them, and now you will have like lefty here and righty, but also ambidextrous here. So yeah, you could do that, but I keep playing this way. If I switch to Baggio, even with the switch, I keep it like this way. I'm gonna explain that to later. Okay, I'm gonna do that, and maybe, yeah, this thing got fucked. Deep line. No deep line. Counter target. There you go. Okay, so that's the explanation on the positioning of players and the leg. It's very important for you to remember which leg is the dominant leg on a player. You see, when I started, I knew it was important, but it was difficult to remember, and sometimes difficult to understand which player was which player. But so you should also use players that you can identify easily, like Neymar Jr. or Maradona. They are you understand when you are using Maradona or Neymar. But sometimes players are very alike, and it becomes difficult to know which player is which player without looking at the name or that kind of thing. And you need to be fast, but you have to get used to that thing, because you need to know which leg is the good leg, even with ambidextrous. But ambidextrous will solve the problem like a bit. Yeah, they either way they give like poison shots with the non-dominant leg. But you need to know, because you're gonna get a lot more goals with shooting with the dominant leg. Okay, so there is one more thing. When you, for example, use a lefty and you place it here, the thing is, with players like Stoichkov or Haaland, in my opinion, as a general rule, opponents will try to avoid you running to this side, crossing, not running the line. So they will try to stop you from doing that, because a guy like Stoichkov is gonna cut to goal, and he's gonna be positioned with his best. Not Stoichkov here. York is gonna be positioned for his best leg. If you cut to goal and they lose you, and you have your best leg, and you use the R2 or R1 button to shoot, it's gonna be goal almost 70-80% of the time. So they will try to stop you from doing that. But sometimes people will choose to place a guy like Stoikov. And what is the problem with this? Instead of cutting to the right, they will have the option of just running the land or even opening a little bit to the left and shooting from that place with a lot of curve from the, in this case, the left leg, and it's going to be goal. And they can do that from quite outside the big area, because they have 95 kicking power in my case, or Haaland, he has 93, and yeah, and so that's an option. And that's why also I keep Haaland on my team on this position. But again, as a general rule, I prefer the standard order, which is this one. Okay, so I explained that. Now, okay, let me check. It's already 41 minutes. I'm gonna explain one more thing, and I'm gonna cut the video, and then I'm gonna continue like in another one, like part 2, because this is really long. It's really long and annoying. Okay, so something I wasn't using during my first year, maybe my first 9 months, and I had to learn about it, and I had to start using it, because players, they lose organization, and they lose formation. They start running to the front and leaving your defense completely unprotected. And it's even worse with Xabi Alonso. It's even worse. So you go to tactics, you go to individual instructions, and maybe, I mean, someone is going to tell you it's better for you to use defensive lateral backs, defensive left back, defensive right back, but I keep getting offensive players. It's very difficult to get defensive, it's a fullback, okay, offensive fullback. Okay, I keep getting offensive. This is offensive. Okay, this one is defensive. So I guess it's better for you to have these guys, defensive fullback, and just try to solve attack with midfielders and forwards, because they will leave you open for counter attacks, and it's going to be super annoying, and it's going to be difficult to solve. So one way to minimize those what fractures on strategy, let's call it fractures on strategy, is give special, what's the name, individual instructions. So these two I use for the fullbacks. So it's defensive, this guy, and I give defensive to this other guy. This one I use deep line. It is supposed to keep this guy close to the center forwards, to the center backs, these guys. So he's going to jump to the front, but he's gonna be like aware of his position, something like that. This is all the things I use to reach second division, so I guess it works. And the one I know for sure it works is the final instruction, which is going to be counter target. So the instructed player will stay in vicinity opposition, and he's not gonna press. the guy is gonna just stay idle until you go on the attack. And my player for this instruction is this position, because in my team, the one with the most energy, who is not actually in a position of a lot of responsibility when defending, is Messi. So Maradona in this case is occupying Messi's position. So this will be the one with the counter target. And the final reason for this last instruction is that counter target makes the player save energy. So he's not going to get tired. He's going to be able to play the entire game. And why do I really need that? That's because all my fullbacks are 90 something stamina, so they will not get tired. They can play the entire game. This one, and of course my main players are even better. Like my main team has, let's see, I know this guy is a monster, so he has 100, yeah, blah 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 blah. But this one is 95, so he's good. And this guy is 98. So that's more or less what you have to have. And this guy is 100. And this guy is 92. And this guy kind of sucks, but it doesn't matter because the two center backs are not going to get really that tired. Alright, so then why it's so important for me to have this counter target? Because you have only 5 substitutions. So by minute 62 on the second half, I will switch all these 5 players, all the midfield, the defending midfielder, and the right center forward. All of them are going to be out. And why I'm going to do that, even if they are quite good, even if they have a blue arrow with half energy, half stamina, I will switch them. Because, well, some players prefer to switch some of the defense when they are winning. I think my best defense is to keep the ball on the midfield. It's better for me to be able to fight, to keep the ball, to waste time passing the ball on the midfield with very strong legged, fresh players. And this guy, I want the center forward to be able to jump with full strength during the entire game, so the entire match. So yeah, that's the reason for that special instruction. Okay, so that's kind of it for this video. We built the team. We talked about special instructions. Okay, next video I'm gonna talk a little bit about abilities, events, and yeah, and maybe I'm gonna start talking about how I changed my team in order to deal with 2025 changes. Alright, so I hope this was useful for you, and if you have questions, just send them to the message section. If you want me to try something, to show you something, to test something with my players or players that you don't have, something like that, just ask me. And yeah, I see you next time.